Hi again, Mary here. This video covers the sign for legato. Let's review first. In the video New Rhythms, I showed you what a tie looks like and what it does to a note. A tie has to be notes of the same pitch. The first two notes here are both on line number 2, and the next two are above the staff. It doesn't make any difference if the tie marking is above the notes or below the notes. I'll cover why in just a bit. And in music, a tie will not be colored as here, but simply a black line. Music notes, the staff, and signs are always with black print. I'm just trying to make it easier for you to identify what I'm referring to. Here is another type of curvy line. Like my technical terminology? This curvy line has nothing to do with tying notes together. Remember my definition of a tie? Tied notes have to be on the same line or space as the previous note to tie them together. These notes change lines and spaces. This marking is called legato and means to play smoothly. Legato is an Italian word. Many music words that give directions are Italian words. As I say to my students, music started in Italy a long time ago, so keeping with tradition, the words are Italian. Wouldn't it have been easier if the people from long ago had had a bit of an imagination and used a dashed line with arrows for either the tie or legato? But alas, they lacked imagination. This is what music sounds like played without legato. Add the legato marks and it sounds like this. Put the two lines of music together and this is what it sounds like. Here's a question to ponder. Why is this a legato mark and not a tie? The first and last notes are both one ledger line below the staff. The answer? All the notes in between the first and last notes are different lines and spaces. None of them have the red line going through the center of the note head like the first and last notes. Okay, let me give you another maybe tricky example. Let me change this note to another ledger line. Are these two notes tied together? The second note is on the same line as the previous note, and there aren't any other notes in between as in the other example. The answer is no, because the curvy line doesn't stop at the second note. Here are more examples of it could be problematic in deciding whether it's a tie or legato marking. This involves more than one line of music. Is this a tie or a legato marking? If you answered a tie, you are correct. The break in the line of music makes it visually difficult to see if it's a tie, but here is the continuation of the tie line, and both notes are on line number 2. What about this curvy line? Is it a tie or a legato marking? The answer is legato, because there is a different note in between. Now for the last example. 2 curvy lines. Must be one of each, a tie and a legato, right? You are correct. These notes should be played smoothly to the next to the last note, which is tied to the last note. The tie and legato marks can be written above or below the notes. That does not determine whether it is a tie or a legato. What does determine is whether the curvy line is connecting notes that are the same pitch or whether they are different pitches. The curvy line is always closest to the note head, so if the stems are going down, the curvy line will be on top. If the stems are going up, then the curvy line will be underneath the notes. In the next video, I'll explain note values less than 1 count. I'm sure you won't want to miss that one. Until we meet again, check out my website, ABCsOfPiano.com, for more information and other videos in this series. You'll find a listing of beginning piano books and how to contact me for online piano lessons.